This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to the first video in the Clone Wars Year 2. And this is the Nightsisters arc. I'll be taking a look at the episodes Nightsisters, Monster, and Witches of the Mist. Yeah, I really do love these episodes, so let's go straight into this. Asajj Ventress is sent on a mission by Count Dooku to go and to take out Republic forces above the world of Sullust. The battle is going poorly, and at the same time, Dooku is contacted by his master, Darth Sidious, who demands for Dooku to go and kill Ventress, since she's becoming very powerful, and Sidious will see this as Dooku trying to replace him, and with this, Dooku is forced to comply to his master's wishes, and Ventress is shot down into the hangar of one of the Separatist ships. Anakin and Obi-Wan also follow her. She calls Dooku for help, who leaves her to die, and orders a tactical droid to fire upon the ship she is in. Ventress, enraged, goes and attacks Anakin and Obi-Wan, who fend her off. They are able to escape. The same with Ventress, although she barely escapes the destruction of the ship and is left to float in the wreckage. Sidious is pleased that Dooku has gone and executed Ventress and thanks him for his loyalty. And Ventress is found by someone who came to salvage wreckage from the battle to sell. And after dealing with him, she goes to Dathomir and reunites with her people, the Nightsisters. They take her back in and perform a ritual on her, where she begins to see what happened in her past, including how she was sold into slavery, her slave master was killed, she was taken in by a Jedi, and the Jedi was also killed. She turns to the dark side and joins Dooku, and then remembers him once again betraying him, which just happened. Ventress wants revenge, and Mother Talzin, the head of the Nightsisters, agrees to help. Using dark side magic, she cloaks Ventress and their two best warriors so they can go in and attempt to assassinate Dooku at his palace. And with this, they're also given Jedi lightsabers, so in case if Dooku does survive, he will think it's a Jedi assassination. They're also given a dart, which will dull Dooku's senses, so he has a harder time fighting. Going to infiltrate Dooku's palace on his homeworld of Sereno, Nightsisters go in and poison Dooku. They do get into a fight with him, but Dooku is able to fend them off, and they are forced to retreat. Ventress is furious and wants to continue her revenge, but Mother Talzin has a new plan since Dooku is powerful and they cannot go and underestimate him. So she goes and contacts Dooku and offers to give him a replacement apprentice for Ventress, and Dooku does accept this. He comes to Dathomir to meet with Talzin and go through the specifics, and Talzin tells him that she will give him a warrior on the capability level of Darth Maul, which does impress Dooku. She says she does not want to join his war and just repay a debt to him that she has. And after he leaves, Ventress looks up at him, wanting revenge, and knowing that she will be getting it soon, she then travels to a Night Brother village, where she goes to confront the members and see who's the most powerful member of the tribe so they can be transformed into their warrior. And with this, she goes and tests them, and eventually gets down to two people, two Night Brother brothers, Feral and Savage, and she's eventually able to put them at her mercy, but Savage sacrifices himself to her so his brother will not be killed. He is brought back and transformed with Nightsister magic into a monster who is far more powerful in the Force and is told to execute his brother. He does this mercilessly and is sent to Dooku. Dooku is impressed by him and wants to give him one test and sends him to the world of Deveron to take out a small Jedi outpost. Savage, using a Nightsister infused blade, goes and kills a master and his Padawan and returns to Dooku, who is impressed by what Savage can do, and tells him he will become more powerful than the Sith Lord Darth Maul, and together they can kill his master Darth Sidious and rule the galaxy together. Delta Squad goes and retrieves the bodies of the Jedi who died and brings them to the Jedi Council, who are devastated by the loss. And Dooku goes and begins to train Savage even more, giving him a double-bladed lightsaber. The Jedi are also discovering that there is a new Zabrak warrior going and killing Jedi. Obi-Wan is shocked and at first thinks it is Darth Maul, but Yoda says that he is dead and is likely from the same species on Dathomir. Obi-Wan is slightly surprised, thinking Maul was from a different world, but Yoda corrects him, saying that Maul was from the world of Dathomir, and Obi-Wan and Anakin go to investigate as Dooku goes and continues to train Savage. He tortures him with forced lightning when he fails to be able to lift pillars, and Savage is able to use his pain and anger to lift the pillars as he's getting hit with lightning. Anakin and Obi-Wan go to the Night Brother village, and Anakin takes their leader hostage, telling them to tell him what he wants to know, and they just send him to the Nightsisters. Anakin and Obi-Wan continue on as Dooku sends Savage on a mission to go get the King of Toydaria, since he rejected him and joined the Republic. Dooku tells him to bring him alive, and Savage goes off on his mission. Anakin and Obi-Wan go to Mother Talzin, who goes and sends them to Toydaria, saying that's where this new monster is. And after this, Talzin goes to Ventress, telling her that they cannot keep Savage's secret any longer, and they need to go and enact their plan now. Although Ventress thinks that it's too early, Talzin believes they can succeed. Meanwhile, on Toydaria, Savage goes to get the king and begins to easily take him once Obi-Wan and Anakin arrives. In the fight, Savage kills the king and goes to retreat. Anakin and Obi-Wan pursue him. With their ship being destroyed, they take one of the Toydarian fighters. And when Dooku sees that Savage has killed the king, he begins to torture Savage for failing him in not bringing back the king alive. And Ventress does arrive Dooku orders Savage to kill her to prove his loyalty, but Savage reveals he is a double agent and goes to kill Dooku. Anakin and Obi-Wan have infiltrated the Separatist ship and are going to try to take down Savage, as Savage is being brutally destroyed by Dooku in a fight, and Ventress isn't able to hold out against her former master on her own. Savage is angered that Ventress is using him, and he goes and tries to kill both of them. Realizing he can't, he goes and escapes from the ship, and Ventress also tries to escape. Dooku orders for the droids to take down Savage, and Anakin and Obi-Wan see him escape, being very confused by this. Ventress is forced to escape also, and the Jedi make it off the ship. Savage is angered and goes to Mother Talzin, saying that Ventress betrayed him, and Mother Talzin comforts him and puts him on a new quest to go find his lost brother, giving him a talisman to help and lead him to the location of his brother, Darth Maul. Hey, this is one of my favorite arcs of Clone Wars. There are a few that do go over it, but so this is really high, and you'll see in the ranking exactly where I put it. And now when I do the ranking, I'm going to have it as right now two different lists that I'll put side by side, since it's too big now to fit on a single page, and I can't really keep just making the page smaller and smaller because it's just going to get harder and harder to read. So now I'm just going to be doing this, and I have this page set to a one page thing where it just looks like it's one page, which is going to be a lot easier for the setup. But yeah, just going into this episode and going out of just the technicalities of that. I love this episode and arc because I mean it's technically an arc, not an episode, and I think they did a great job with it. This was a great change in tone and everything for the season, since this is the first serious arc where everything is in the new animation style, since the previous one, the Senate arc, does involve cuts between a few different seasons and episodes. And looking at the storyline, it is interesting, and we get to see the new art style, and it's fully put in on display, and we get to see a far more mature storyline, and Savage Opress was a great character. We get an attempted assassination on Dooku. I think this is truly where we get into the darker Clone Wars, where we get to see the new designs of characters and start getting into where the truly great arcs are. And honestly, I am going to be having these mainly in the 90s. There's going to be very few episodes that now get into the 80s. And if they are, it's going to be upper 80s. And I don't know if there will be anything besides one or two that are making it into the 70s. But yeah, I just really love this arc. It is a great storyline. We get to see Ventress develop so much more as a character. And as a kid, this is my first introduction to the Nightsisters. And I didn't even know until a few years ago that they were created in Legends, and the Clone Wars just adapted them. But it was really interesting to see them here and see a organization that uses the dark side but isn't involved to the Jedi or Sith. And in all of Star Wars, to this point, at least in stuff that is in movies or shows, which as a kid is all I really looked at. This was my first introduction to a group that wasn't the Jedi or Sith. This was such a great storyline. We get also a really cool cameo from Delta Squad. And although I have not fully played Republic Commando, the farthest I got was in the stream from I think like 6 months ago or something. I don't remember exactly how long ago that was. I'll eventually continue it. But just currently I'm doing Skywalker Saga and a few other things. But yeah, with that, I really do think that's cool that they put Delta Squad into canon just through this, and it's one of those nice little things like making Darth Bane canon later on in the show, and they nearly also made Revan canon in the Mortis arc, which is in this year of the Clone Wars and in the first half of the year. It should be coming up soon. Actually, it's next week's episode, and I am so excited to do that one. But yeah, with this arc, I really enjoyed it. It definitely has such a dark tone, and we get this to set up so many other great arcs throughout the rest of the show, and this really is one of the most important arcs since it sets up stuff like Darth Maul's return and everything that comes in after that. The Book Dark Disciple, and so many other storylines, and yeah, it's just an extremely important episode. Let's take a look at my ranking of it. And I give it a score of 97.4, putting it just above the Geonosis arc, leaving a little room just in case if there's something I think that's in between the two, but I think that those two arcs are so close. I just want to leave one gap just in case if there's something I'm not thinking of that I think goes in between them. But yeah, looking at this, so far our highest is the Mandalore arc, and I really do think it deserves that spot. While the lowest is still the Corruption on Mandalore storyline. And there's might be like one or two episodes that go under that. But yeah, that's gonna almost certainly remain in the top five, well, bottom five of this list. And although these might be pushed out of the top five with some other great arcs that are coming up, I still think that these, well, I know these are going to be ranked up high because of how high they are already. And yeah, I just really think it's really great. I really enjoyed this arc, as I said. And yeah, I want to know what you think of this arc, because next week I'm going over Mortis arc, and, well, minor spoiler, but that's going to definitely be taking first place. But yeah, let me know what you think of this arc and the Clone Wars overall. I really love doing this series, and yeah, I'm not going to be responding to too much over this weekend into early next week, as I have two of my brothers graduating, so I'm going to be really busy this weekend. So I might get a chance to stream Skywalker Saga, but yeah, I have finished two short videos for Monday and Tuesday, and don't expect any more long in-depth video until Wednesday. I also might have a review of Jurassic World Dominion if I get a chance to record it out later today, most likely in a half an hour, because I'm going to potentially see it is in the day I'm recording the night of Friday, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So it really depends, but yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.